I'm so confused. What is going on? Why is she so concerned? What's going on?
You didn't pay attention last episode.
The end of Rob Stark. Oh, she killed his wife too. Damn. That was the infamous red wedding. For some reason, I thought it was gonna involve Joffrey's wedding. I'm surprised it didn't. The fact that there were so many weddings going on definitely threw it off on like what wedding is going to be the climactic moment. I would say for that was a crazy moment considering Rob was going to die, but I also had the expectation Rob was going to die eventually. And the person who betrayed him, I mean, it was within rationale. Basically, what I'm putting it is not as big of a plot twist than I expected. But it wasn't a crazy moment at the end of the day. The death of Rob, his wife, his kid, Bolton's official betrayal, Walder Frey's betrayal, teaming up the Lannisters, and Kat's death. That's a lot that happened in this episode. When you're watching this again, does it live up to your first surprise when you seen it?
It's a really powerful scene. Like leaving it, I'm kind of exhausted after watching it. It's a very heavy scene, but as far as like in the plot twist perspective, I kind of agree with you. It's not really a plot twist. I do think it's how that whole thing went down is crazy. That was that's pretty insane. How he just kind of just set it off like that. All the soldiers outside were drunk. They got. They took down the entire army with pretty much no fight. There was no fight there, and just wiped them all out. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was very carefully orchestrated, and considering I did not know what the Red Wedding was, all I knew is like this big moment that everybody talks about. I do give a lot of credit that even though I knew it was going to happen this episode, I didn't know how it was going to happen. And I mean, at some point I was like, oh, this is the wedding. This is episode's almost over. So I was surprised that this is the one, but it makes sense. But this changes. Like, this is such a pivotal plot point change that I can see why people hold it in so high regard in terms of its impact for the story. Because now the main force against Tywin is gone. Yeah. Rob Stark.
You wrote two of the major Starks out the story. Like,
yeah. I'm very curious to see what happens with Jon Snow now that he's on his own. I'm very curious to see what Arya does now, because now she can't team up with the Rob anymore.
There's nowhere for Sansa to go.
There's nowhere for Sansa to go. Like, the Starks at this point is completely SOL. So this was groundbreaking in terms of changing the course of the narrative for the Starks. Except, I guess, Bronn. Like, he still is just doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy moment. Definitely not one of the biggest plot twists I've seen. People had it like very high in terms of it being like an impactful scene. In terms of for the story, sure. For like, oh damn, this is gonna live rent free in my head forever. Probably not. I'm gonna be honest. Not like if I'm comparing it to like Aaron Yeager's twist or Itachi's twist, I think those like hold a lot stronger like meaning and impact to me, considering how big the twist was in terms of changing my whole perception of the story. This doesn't change my perception of the story, but this is a groundbreaking moment, if that makes sense. For sure. I'm not trying to undermine it. It's still a great moment. Don't worry.
No, for sure.
No, I'm just talking to people because they're like, Oh yeah, he was a I still mess with the Red Wedding. Um, it was still crazy. It's an amazing overall episode though. A
Yeah, no,
lot of
great all across the board. Real quick to go back to what I told you when I was like, you weren't paying attention last episode. Kat realized all of this was going to happen, and it wasn't the doors closing. It was when that guy started playing that song. Now, last episode, remember, Circe and Marjorie had that conversation about the song The Reigns of Castamere and how one family rose up against another and the Lannisters basically wiped that family out. That's when the song was created, behind that family getting wiped out by the Lannisters. So they closed those doors, and then that song played. Catelyn was like, "Oh, we're fucked." She knew, and then Bolton dead gave it away when he showed her the chainmail, but it was the song that made her know, and they explained that song last episode.
Oh, that's very clever. That is very clever. I respect that. I'm trying to think now because at this point, even though I've been messing with like kind of Tywin and what he's been doing, I mean, not what he's been doing, but like his charisma as a villain. I I don't know what the Starks do now. I'm like trying to figure out. They have to something groundbreaking is going to have to happen to change the course of everything because the Lannisters got everything right now.
It's GG.
It is 100% GG's.